What's going on, you guys? James here with another real recap, and this time, no, we're not recapping TV or anything in the film space. I mean, it includes that, but today we're talking about my day one and day two experience at New York Comic Con. Now, I'm so pumped to go through everything that I experienced, and at the time of you watching this, it's probably gonna be the weekend of New York Comic Con, which means we've got days 3 and 4 and my Dragon Prince panel coverage and hopefully some interviews on the way. So you're going to want to go ahead and get subscribed to the channel right now. And as you can tell, I'm not at my usual set. Why? Because I'm traveling, y'all. I'm at New York Comic Con, so of course I am in the city. But guys, I'm so pumped. If you don't know what New York Comic Con is, it is one of the biggest conventions in North America, hosted by ReedPop, who actually credentialed me to be a content creator for this weekend. I'm so thankful, and honestly, I thank God for the chance to be here with thousands of people. You thought you've seen a big convention center. Now, you've never seen nothing like this, guys. So let's get into how I started my day, and how I started this weekend. So the minute I left my hotel room, I went straight to the Javits Convention Center to pick up my content creator badge at will call. And let me tell you guys, this entire entrance blew me away. I loved seeing all of the different signs and how vast it looked. And this is only one half of the convention center. So in my mind, I'm thinking, oh man, this is great. And then I had some friends tell me that, bro, there's a whole other side. So I'm thinking, if there's a whole other side to this, what haven't I seen? And yeah, I've only been to day 1 and day 2 of New York Comic Con, and I'm still missing out on things. So I need to see the entire showroom floor. The only thing is, Saturday's the busiest day, so it's gonna be something. Pray for your boy. But I loved seeing everything on display. Of course, they're advertising TV and film, and there's a lot of pop culture. There's a ton of different activations, right? I loved some of the activations I got to go to. That includes Nickelodeon's SpongeBob booth. You know me, I'm a big SpongeBob fan, and if you don't know, well, now you know. And I'm not saying that because I'm in New York. But is that even a New York reference? I don't know. So there's Marvel's animation and comics activation, which was really cool. I went to go on the Marvel animation side first for the Spider-Man, Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man promo. There's a series coming out, it's an animation series. Now I'm holding out hope because I'm not 100% sold on the animation style, but something about this activation got me really excited. They even gave away a really cool pin. And it's an exclusive pin. Do I have it here? Can I show it to you guys? Can I bring it to the camera? Do you see it? I hope. But it was excellent. Spider-Man was my favorite superhero, then Superman after that, right? But I really enjoyed it. And then on the other side, of course, was the Marvel Comics, which was something about Dr. Doom. But I got a photo, and it was a pretty dope installation. So I enjoyed that. Then there's the Creature Commandos activation that I went to on day 2. And it's really cool because they have a panel on Saturday afternoon that I'm going to be attending. It's James Gunn's first appearance as DC Studios head, if I'm not mistaken, at a convention. So, you know, butts will be in seats for this convention. For this panel at the convention center. Now, Creature Commandos is a new HBO Max original series, animation series, but the activation was really fun. I enjoyed my time with it and even got a really cool video out of it as well, and some cool badges. I don't know if you guys can see it. Maybe I'll have to put some B-roll so you can see it, but Rick Flag Sr., Dr. Phosphorus, like the new chemical. And then there's one here too. I think this is Nina Mazursky. It's like, I don't know, the beads are in the way, I can't see it. But yeah, that was really, really cool. I love the freebies, you know what I mean? So outside of all of that, of course, you know, the showroom floor has a lot of vendors, right? I loved seeing the Scholastic booth there, especially seeing Dreamer's Nightmare, a Dragon Prince graphic novel. Really, really enjoyed going to the WYP Jewelry booth. They sell exclusive jewelry. They work with Wonderstorm to have licensed Dragon Prince merch. Y'all want to see it? All right, let's bring it out. And as I speak, I might have some B-roll go over this. We got a glow-in-the-dark bait pin. But, I mean, honestly, I don't even want to take it out of the package. It's so great. But I will. Then we got an Adorable that was thrown in for free. Thank you, Jesse, I believe your name was. Thank you so much for this. It's such a blessing. So I got a blue Adorable. Then I got myself a King Ezrin and Teenage Zim pin. It's just so dope. I love having Dragon Prince merch, y'all. Then we got Erebos himself. He's not this small in season 6. Guys, gigantic. Just like the Goku life-size stuff we're about to talk about in a little bit. Then I got myself a Callum pin. Yeah, man, High Mage himself. Aspero, my dude. Then I got some other things too. I got this lanyard that I'm sure I'll be putting B-roll over this so you can see it in its entirety. The details are great. We got Stella, we got Sneasels, we got Hat. Oh my gosh, you guys are gonna kill me that I can't remember the last baitling. Sneasels, Hat, and my goodness, drawing a blank. Help me in the comments, y'all. It's been a long day. Then we got Stella with the Key of Erebos, and there's another cool feature. Oh yeah, that's right. Bait is like looking for a jelly tart to eat. It's so cute. We got one more pin in here, guys. Rayla. Of course, y'all. Of course it's gonna be a Rayla pin. I love Rayla. My favorite character in the show, so of course getting a pin was a no-brainer. So thank you, WYP Jewelry, for having such a great booth, and I spent a lot of money. I mean, not too much. Okay, it was kind of a lot. But what else did I get, guys? I got this free exclusive... Things are falling. I got this free exclusive New York Comic Con painting. Well, painting, it's a print. But it is Kyoshi, if I'm not mistaken. And my friend Leo Rydell over at Geekly Goods corrected me because at first I thought like, yeah, Young Roku. No, not Young Roku. But he told me the name. Now this is fun for me, right? A New York Comic Con exclusive book. The, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, The Reckoning of Roku is the name. But it's so dope. The details are incredible in this. And I just feel like there's so much goodness in terms of like Avatar and Dragon Prince stuff that makes my heart so happy at this convention, you guys. So I'm over the moon in that regard. There's of course some cool SpongeBob 25th anniversary magnets. It's so cool. I love SpongeBob. Then we got this exclusive Deadpool and Wolverine cover. It is a New York Comic Con program. I've looked in it, but it's a lot of advertisements, so I don't really need it in terms of navigating. I'm good after that. Then really cool magazine that was being given out on day one, Den of Geek. Oh, excuse me. Oh my gosh, I can't even hold this thing up. Den of Geek with the Nosferatu cover. Robert Eggers' new film that's coming out in December, or at least around Christmas time. But that is not all. Y'all thought I was finished. I already told you about my content creator badge, but did I tell you about my Dragon Ball Daima lanyard that they were giving away for the free? So cool, man. So thankful for that. What else we got, man? We got the One Piece lanyard, the New York Comic Con exclusive, I think. No, just the One Piece Crunchyroll lanyard that apparently they were going like hotcakes. Everyone kept asking where they were, and I just told them right at the front by will call. But if you can't find it, whoopsies. I think that might be about it in terms of swag. But again, there's 2 more days. But don't tell that to my wallet. I gotta be careful. Now, you would think that, of course, there's not too much more to talk about after that, but we got day 2 panels to talk about. The majority of that was day 1, a little bit of day 2 as well. But I do want to talk about the panels for days 1 and 2, excuse me. So let's get into a little bit of recapping day 1 panels that I attended, like the Penguin panel. This is the HBO original series streaming now on Max. We are about to get episode 5 this weekend, and episode 5 can't come soon enough. You know why? They showed off 2 exclusive clips. One of them is, of course, Oz burning his Maserati. Why? Because now Sophia knows him, and everyone's looking for him. The Maronis are looking for him. He's got to be more inconspicuous. But then, the second clip, if you're a Sophia Falcone fan like me, and you love Kristen Miliotti's just rise right now. She's doing so great. And she deserves an Emmy, I'm just saying. Now, this scene that they showed off shows her torturing somebody. So full villain turn is in effect for Sophia Falcone in episode 5. So let's get into the second panel on day 1. and that is the Dune Prophecy panel. Now listen, I love the banter and the chemistry among the cast during this panel. I love the banter with the Penguin cast as well. It was just something so funny with the Dune Prophecy cast that just made me laugh a lot. Now, you know I love Dune Parts 1 and 2, guys. Dune, I believe Part 1, I know that was in my top 3. And then Dune Part 2 currently sitting at my number 1 of the year, so go figure. I just had no clue what to expect from this show, simply for the fact that I didn't know the story details. And neither did the people I met in line. Super special shout out to Joe and Pat. Kind individuals. God bless you guys. You're so nice, and you had a lot of Dune knowledge. Man, just such genuine people. You can't ask for more than that at a convention like NYCC. But I loved being able to understand a little bit more about the story. It's set 10,000 years before Paul Atreides. So that means we're not getting any sort of cameos. No Oscar Isaac. But they showed off a brand new trailer and they spoke about the story, like I mentioned, so I am sold. Day 2, you guys. Day 2 was a lot of walking. I took 13,000 steps day 1. Day 2, I'm venturing to say I probably took a lot more because, gosh, it was just so fun to be at the panels and be on the showroom floor. And I'll tell you, the SpongeBob panel that I started the day off with, the SpongeBob SquarePants 25th anniversary celebration, was a complete joy. This show is a huge cornerstone of my childhood. I love SpongeBob, don't get me wrong. I know the humor can be so dumb, you know what I mean? I kind of sound like Patrick there, but I really enjoy the writing. And even though I don't watch it anymore, like the modern stuff, I still go back sometimes and watch the older episodes. It's just such a joy. We had Tom Kenny and the entire cast, and I loved some of the crew that was there too. And I loved one thing they did in particular, which was give the audience not 1 but 2 table reads from Band Geeks and Scaredy Pants. Now I know you guys know those episodes. Is mayonnaise an instrument? Y'all know it. And then they confirmed seasons 4 and 5 for the Patrick Star Show, which again I haven't watched, but fans in the crowd were really hyped about it. They were like, Patrick, yes. But I also love the fact that they showed off another exclusive clip from the SpongeBob Christmas special that's on the way. I believe it was called Country Christmas, and it looked gorgeous. The stop motion animation was unreal, very crisp, and very warm. It made me feel like Christmas time. I don't know if that makes sense to you guys, but I've loved the SpongeBob Christmas specials in the past, and this one seems to be no exception. So I'm tuning in. I just gotta figure out when it's debuting, but I loved it. Now, the second panel of day 2 for me was the Bear McCreary discussion panel. Him and some collaborators, writers, artists, musical artists were on stage. I figured this panel was going to discuss more so about world building through music, because that was the title if I'm not mistaken, but the panel was not what I expected it to be. Now, not in a bad way, don't get me wrong. Bear McCreary is one of the best composers and one of my favorites in the industry. It's just this panel was focused more on his graphic novel and concept rock album experience called The Singularity. You can find that on Prime, Amazon Prime. You can order it. You can find the album on streaming services, he said. But there's really a very unique aspect to this because the concept album works in tandem with the graphic novel, and there's a lot of collaborators in the musical space and in the acting space that lend their voice to this album. And hey, I'm curious. Now, this isn't necessarily something that's for me all the way, but for others, it might be, and that's really cool. I just loved when Bear McCreary was talking about the creative process along with his colleagues and friends, and then the questions from the fans. There were some awesome questions being asked. One of them about how, to get started as a composer. Do you have any tips? I love that fan, she asked an awesome question. I can't remember her name. I think it started with an A, but what a great question. And then there was a gentleman that asked a question about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And it was really good to hear that Bear McCreary is still so fond of his experience with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because, hello, I love Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It's so great. I don't care what anyone says. Love the last season too. But that was about it. So the Bear McCreary panel, definitely a little different, but definitely still fun to be in attendance. And then the last panel of day 2 for me was the Sony Pictures panel. 3 films were being shown off, and it was Venom: The Last Dance, Kraven the Hunter, and Karate Kid Legends. But let's start with Venom. Now, Venom, of course, is coming out October 25th, if I'm not mistaken, and they showed off a brand new scene that included the Venom horse, Venom frog, or maybe it's a toad, and then Venom fish. Now, a group of soldiers led by the legend himself, Chiwetel Ejiofor, who was in attendance along with Gino Temple and the director of Venom: The Last Dance, and Tom Hardy, who plays Eddie Brock. They were there with host Joshua Horowitz, and I thought it was very... Listen, I'm not a big Venom fan, right? So you can't take my opinion for it. The crowd loved it, right? The crowd was happy about the scene that was shown off. I'm still not sold, but it was cool to see them on stage because those actors are great, and I hope for fans of the Venom trilogy that this is a good send-off for you guys. Now let's move on to Kraven the Hunter, which is a film that I have my reservations about. They showed off 2 clips. The very first clip was definitely starting off on a very bloody and gory note. Not like the second clip, though. The second clip was even gorier. So first clip, you ain't got nothing on that one. But it shows off Kraven's strength. He's going to a Russian prison, and then he escapes, right? Also kills somebody in the process. But then in the second clip, we see Kraven in the force. He's got his weapons. He is Kraven the Hunter at this point. However, they continue to tell us that Kraven is not a poacher, but he hunts people. That's not Kraven the Hunter in the comics, but hey, creative liberties have to be taken. So I'm gonna go in with an open mind, but the second clip was not very solid for me. There was an ADR issue with Aaron Taylor Johnson's scene where he sees a helicopter firing missiles and he's like, I can't be good. And it didn't match up with his lips didn't even move. But Aaron Taylor Johnson still looked good in the first clip. So the first clip is good, second clip not so good. But I really hope that there's a nice balance and it's just an enjoyable popcorn film. That's what I'm hoping for. Now the third film, of course, we're going to talk about is Karate Kid Legends. No secret here, guys. I just don't watch Cobra Kai, but after seeing this trailer, I think I need to. Jackie Chan and Ralph Macchio were not in attendance, but I'm hoping that the movie's good because fans were really excited in this panel. So I hope it's good for y'all, and I think you guys will love it as fans of the franchise. The trailer was shown off there, and they showed a new poster as well. Alrighty, so now it's time to transition into the cosplayers moment. Guys, the cosplayers on days 1 and 2 were unreal. If I got a chance to meet you, I just want to let you know again how great of a job each and every one of you did, and thank you for giving me the time of day to take photos and some video as well. So as I'm talking about this, you'll see some photos, you'll see some videos, but if you want to see all the photos, head over to my Instagram. But let me tell you guys, the cosplayers, there were some incredible pieces of work on display. The outfits were outfitting. Oh, and one more thing before we get out of here, guys. There were some incredible sights to be seen on the showroom floor, and I really love this life-size Goku. Actually, not even life-size. It's like Erebos size, you know, giant Godzilla looking. You know? And then we had Luffy. That's a big Luffy. I'll just tell you that much. That was a big old Luffy. But it was really cool. I'm so glad day 1 and day 2 was excellent for New York Comic Con, and I can't wait for days 3 and 4. So if you want to see recaps, you want to see photos, video, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and get out in the comments, like this video, and follow Real James on Instagram and all socials, TikTok and X, for up-to-the-minute updates. You're gonna want to stay tuned. I feel like Dragon Prince panel on Saturday is gonna give us some good news. So stay tuned, I'll be there. I can't wait to bring you my coverage. So guys, thanks again. Appreciate you watching. Thank you for your support and helping make this possible, that I get to go to New York for New York Comic Con. Alrighty, y'all. God bless you guys. Thanks for tuning in. I'll catch you at the next screening.